Good afternoon. Welcome to the channel. So I heard the Predator was out of stock and supposedly they're not making anymore. So I decided to go ahead and make my own version of the Predator. Actually, the step-through version. So here's how I did it. And we're going to take a little ride on it and I'll show you the performance. It's got a citizencycle kit on the front, so the bike is all-wheel drive, and I'll show you how I did a couple things on the bike. I went ahead and put the two display screens on the handlebars, and I kind of like them mounted that way. The main display screen is the front and the citizen display is in the middle on the bottom. I have the two throttles, front and rear, and what's different about my kit is I actually, instead of using Citizen's 52 volt battery, I am actually powering it with the wired stock rear battery, which is 60 volts. So I'm running 60 volts on his kit, and let me tell you, this thing is a monster. I would love to find a Predator. If anybody around in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama's got one, I'd like to actually do a race with y'all just to compare the two, to see how they compare. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh well, you know, the Predator's got a 50 volt controller and this one's only 45. I mean, I say volt, I mean amp. And you know what, it's only 5 amps, so I mean, I'd like to see the difference. You know, what I think really plays a factor is the weight. But when I was building this bike, I actually decided to instead of just running the front motor only off the rear battery, I decided to split the wires and run the front motor is going to pull mainly off the rear, but when I'm still riding, the bike itself will actually pull from both batteries on the rear motor as well. So how did I do that? What I ended up doing is I actually ran a splitter, which is basically an XT90 splitter. This end goes into the main battery, this one goes into the top controller in the bag, and the other one goes down to the blender at the bottom. And with Brian's kit, you actually comes with a XT60 connector on the controller, so you have to cut that controller off, and you got to get you one of these. I know that basically this is a XT90 controller, so basically you would cut that XT60 off that comes with it and splice in this XT90. And I'll show y'all how I did that. See, I actually put Brian's controller in the bag, and it's potted, so you don't have to worry about heat or anything like that. But what I did down at the bottom down here is I actually ran the splitter. This goes into the main battery, then it Y's off. One Y goes up here to the controller, and this Y goes to the blender. So whenever you're using just the rear motor, it'll still pull from both batteries, so you won't have to have any range anxiety, because I like to ride and I didn't want to just run just the front motor off just the rear. So basically when I hit it, it's pulling from the rear, the front motor's pulling from the rear battery, but when I'm not using a front motor, it'll pull from both in the rear, which is actually really great for the distance. And man, I want to tell you, this thing flies with 60 volts in the front. And I know Brian is probably going to say, I don't know how long that motor is going to last, but you know what, this is all just me experimenting, and I'm not running this front motor for miles on end. You know, basically anybody who knows these bikes, you're basically just gonna use this motor for 10 to 20 seconds for speed. You're not gonna go out there and just hold it for like a mile or 2 miles or whatever and just run the front motor forever. You know, you're only going to use it for a little spurt. So we'll see how long it lasts. I mean, I know Brian's going to say, oh, I don't recommend doing this or whatever, but you know what? This is for science, so to speak. So we're going to see, and y'all just stay tuned to the channel and we'll find out. You know, I'll keep updates on it and let y'all know how long this motor lasts. Hey, if it doesn't last, and you know what, I tried, and Brian, I'll just have to order another motor from you. But so far so good. I've probably got around 30 miles on this kit so far, and it's holding up. You know, it's holding up at 60 volts. So I mean, it will do a massive 30-foot burnout with just like the Predator does. And like I said, the front's 60 volts, the rear 60 volts, and this thing cooks. You know, we'll go take a little test spin on it real quick, and I'll show you some of the performance. I haven't done any draggy times with it yet, but we'll that will all happen in due time. Excuse me for a second while I get this chest mount wired up here so we can go ride. Alright, and as y'all know, I don't edit my videos. This is all just one take here. Y'all, that way y'all can get my reaction. Let's go to, I guess we'll go do a top speed run too and see how these things do top speed wise, because I haven't done a top speed test with it yet. What is going on? Alright, here we go. Alright, let's turn this bad boy on. Let's go for a quick ride. Batteries, both batteries are fully charged, so we'll be able to see exactly how fast this thing goes. Let's turn the Citizen kit on, and I got the Citizen kit unlocked and go as fast as it'll go. Now, if you notice the Citizen kit, when it's only 52 volts, if you do like a free spinning wheel, it'll only do 33.8 miles an hour. So basically, if you free spin the front wheel, let's see, I'll get this thing up and we'll see how fast it'll spin up to. 45. So yeah, the front wheel spin 45 miles an hour free spinning. Not that it's probably going to pull the bike up to that speed, but we'll find out. I'll come over here to my little spot and see how she does. Let's see what we get up to. Alright, so this is all motor just going. Yep, gotta heat it up. There we go. Alright. So if you've seen on the GPS, 41 miles an hour is what we ended up getting, and it said 43 on a display, which is it might have still been climbing. We'll go on a little bit longer run. I had to let off. Let's run out to the highway out here real quick and kind of see what she'll do. I think it'll do a little bit better than 43. I think we can hit 45 on a display and probably 42 on the GPS if we held it a little bit longer. Let's find out. But as you can see, it's we'll do the rear kit. I mean, this thing moves, and then you hit the front kit. It just takes off. I mean, 35 right there. I mean, this thing is crazy fast. I mean, like Brian says, I mean, it's just unreal. With his kit at 60 volts, I mean, this thing is cooking. I love it. I love it. Let's see if we can get up on this highway. Let's see how the traffic is. And if it ain't too bad, we'll do a high speed run coming back. See what we get up to. But yeah, I mean, this kit at 60 volts is impressive. Hopefully it lasts, but we'll find out. You know, like I said, I don't recommend doing this, but we're just doing this just to experiment. We'll see how long it lasts. Hell, honestly, if I get 1,000 miles out of this kit, it'd be worth it either way. Find out. If not, might at least pedal and see what we can hit while I'm pedaling. We'll let these cars go. Alright, got the green light, traffic. Let's see what we get. Top speed road, let's go. Slow down for traffic. I don't know if we're going to get it today. Might be a little bit too much traffic right now. We might have to come back out. See if we can do it in the afternoon. Was actually catching up to the cars, about to pass them up. I don't want to fly by anybody. We'll go to the yellow spot. Let's see. Hell, the speed limit is 45. Let's see. We get right here. That is insane. Insane. Let's see what we get if I pedal on the way back. 44 miles an hour GPS. Oh. There we go. Miles an hour. So 44 miles an hour GPS. No pedaling. With the citizencycle kit at 60 volts. I mean, Brian, all I gotta say, man, you did a hell of a kit. So anybody that's actually got a wired bike with the dual batteries, you can actually make your not have to buy that extra 52 volt battery if this lasts, and run your kit at 60 volts. But like I said, I'll keep y'all informed of how long it lasts, or if it fails, or what. Y'all stay tuned to the channel and we'll find out. I mean, this thing's a lot of fun. I think the next video I actually put my dad's bike. I put Citizen's kit on my dad's cruiser, which is a Hemingway, like my old white bike. I ended up selling that bike, and I put my kit on my dad's bike. And this is a brand new kit that Citizen just got in with all his shipments. This is one of his newer kits. And I took that, if y'all watch my old videos, I took that bike and actually raced everything in my garage. And that all-wheel drive Hemingway beat everything. Even beat this bike. 0 to 35. So I'm gonna since that same kit's on my dad's bike, I'll probably do a video racing that bike against this one just to see the difference, which I know this is going to totally annihilate it, but you know what, we're just having fun here and just seeing. But man, hopefully I can run across somebody who's actually got a Predator, because I would love to see the difference between a Predator and this bike with the front wheel on 60 volts. You know, Citizen's bike only runs 52, and as you can see, it's a huge difference in the speed of the front wheel going from 52 to 60 volts. But yeah, hopefully it'll last. Like I said, most of the time, you know, I'll be riding and just on rear motor. I'm riding on rear motor right now, and it's actually pulling from both batteries. If you look at the voltage, this is 66 and the other one at the bottom is 66. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's the same thing. It's actually pulling, and the rear motor is actually taking both batteries down like normal. You know, I'm just Ying in to get the extra power for the front wheel. And this thing is just crazy. And like I said, I can always ease into the throttle and get a better launch and not have it do this 30-foot burnout when I take off. I could just barely push the throttle and ease into it. And it doesn't do a terrible burnout. It does a good launch. And we'll do a baby launch right here, and I'll show y'all. We can see how she does. It's a dead stop. We'll do a baby launch. I'll ease into the throttle. Alright, that will be spin. There we go. I mean, that 0 to 40 is crazy fast. Definitely gonna do a video with my 72 volt wired Freedom versus this bike in the 8th mile, just to see how it fares against that 72 volt wired Freedom I made. And if y'all watch any of my other videos, y'all know that 72 volt Freedom, it's crazy fast. I mean, I think that's 60 miles an hour. I mean, it's entirely too fast for an e-bike, honestly, but it sure is a lot of fun, you know. But my buddy, I have to get him to come over, and we'll do a little ride, and we'll race both the bikes. He's about 20 pounds lighter than me, and which makes a big difference, as y'all see if y'all watch my other videos with us switching up bikes. Anything that he was on, he won, you know. I mean, I'm 200 pounds and I think he's 175 or so, give or take the day. But yeah, 20-pound difference is huge in speed. Maybe not top speed, but the 8th mile race for sure will play a factor. But yeah, I'd like to thank Brian from Citizencycle again, man. He has done it again and built a hell of a kit. And he didn't tell me to do these videos, you know. I buy this stuff with my own money. I have no affiliation with Wired or anything like that. A guy I just like to go out and tinker and have fun, you know. I'm sure if me and Brian was closer, we'd be best friends and we'd be racing everything, you know. It seems like he likes to ride just as much as I do. But yeah, I don't know, Brian, if you've seen this video, man, you definitely ought to try converting your bike over that my step through like mine, and put it on 60 volts and run it against the Predator. I'd like to see what happens, because I mean, I watched your other video this morning and I seen that you raced it against the Predator on 52 volts, but I'd like to see some apples to apples with both bikes on 60 volts on the front wheel, you know. I really think it's going to be really close, if not a tie, you know. Because I think you said, what is it, the front wheel on a Predator is a 40 amp and the rear wheel's a 50. Well, the rear wheel on this one's a 45 and the front wheel's a 45. So I mean, I think it should be, I hope I got that right, but I think it should be a pretty comparable race, you know. We'll have to see. Like I said, if anybody's got a Predator, y'all let me know. I want to run one of them things just to see how this bike fares out. I think it'll be a really good race, you know. I mean, this thing rides awesome with the front wheel like this. I mean, there's no wobble at all. Bike tracks straight and true. And you see on the thing 44 miles an hour. So, I mean, I think this bike stock only does 41 or something like that GPS. So, pick up a couple extra mile an hour on the 60 volt system in the front. And I mean, this thing is just awesome. We're gonna do another little ride real quick. Let's hit just the rear. There's the rear. There's the front. Boom! Save some money on a Predator and you want to build your own bike, I mean, hell, this is what I did. Maybe they'll come out with a step-through Predator, you know, if they come back in stock, who knows? Hopefully. I mean, I do like the step-throughs. These bikes are a lot easier to get on and off. A step-through Predator would be pretty neat, you know. Y'all comment and let me know what y'all think, if they should come back out with a step-through Predator. If not, you know, like I said, you can always buy one like this and do what I did and make your own. And I think it'd be very comparable to it. Probably a lot cheaper. You know, you can buy one of Brian's kits and put it on his step-through. I think these step-throughs are only $2,000, and you could buy just a loader kit minus the battery. I think Brian sells those for like $550 or something like that. So you'd probably save about $700 bucks. Oh yeah, you would need the RST guide forks. I did have to swap out to RST guide forks. Brian also sells those, and you could get all that and probably save a little bit of cash. But here we are again, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. More videos to come. Thank y'all.